Hi everybody, I hope you are right and have a great start of the week. And this is a new episode of Juno Live. No idea what number it is, but yeah, it's the newest episode. And today we're gonna continue to work on our ICP-to-cycle swap, which finally works out. Have resolved the bug we had last week. But before we deep dive into coding, I just wanted to give a short update on something new in the side of the authentication. So as you have noticed, that's a weird sentence, as you have noticed, I guess, the login page now has a single call to action. There is no more text and whatever. It's really bare minimum, and that's because internet identity, which we are using for the authentication in the console, now supports both of its domain. That means that, for example, if I go to identity.ic0.app and I sign in with this identity, then everything is fine. And potentially fine, yeah, you see, I just have one passkey, so I never used it on another domain. And if I go to internetidentity.internetcomputer.org and sign in with the same identity, we will notice that it's gonna work too. So, and same identity, right? So it means that even though, like, since 2 years, we are using internetcomputer.org, it means now that it's compatible. So there are some gotcha, like if you have saved your passkey in a password manager and this kind of things, but generally speaking, I think for most use cases now it should work for both. And that's why here we just have one single call to action that goes to internetcomputer.org. If you really have trouble to sign in, there is still like need help, right? And you can click here, and then you have either the call for internet computer or IC0.app, so that way it's really like explicit, and really in worst case you just reach out. And because I've made that page new, you also notice that you can scroll and you can have some option in the footer if you want to jump in the dock and this kind of things, right? So yeah, that's it. But that's a cool improvement, I think, to be able to jump in, right? All right, so let's continue to develop our cycle swap. So you remember, I don't know if you attended last week's session, we had an issue that we could sign in the app, but when we paired the wallet, then we had we were not able to make call to the local replica, and that was solved like literally 2 seconds after we finished the call. And you can see here, so basically what was missing is when we instantiate the wallet, I forgot to pass the container option, the host, which means that we were doing the pairing, but this one was going locally and this one was going on production, so that's why it did not match. But now it's solved, and if I have already everything running, I think locally, yeah. So if we go to our application, the one that we are currently improving, right, I can sign in here. I'm gonna find the canister that I'm watching, and here I can open the wallet, and we are good, right? We are connected. Okay. So where we left was that we are able to make an approve. We are able to make an approve to the wallet. So I think we had that here, right? So this part here, the approve to the ledger and so on, and come back, we are able to do that. And what we started developing last week was from the client registering a request in the satellite, which in turn will give back the end, but will trigger a hook in our backend. And we implemented that last week in this function that submit a request and save that in a collection request, and that collection is, I'll make this one there, this collection is defined here, right? So here we have a collection request and no entry. So what we want to do now is no, sorry, where is my, here. We want to implement this one, okay? So we want from the client make the request. So we have the function that is ready, we just have to encode it. So what it's gonna do, we make the approval with the wallet, and then here we do the request. So if we are good now, here we're gonna connect it, if it works out or not. Let me refresh. Right, and here we request an approval for, let's say, that much. That's our consent message, and we approve. And if everything is fine, so here it's a bit, we should probably animate that, right? But if it's fine, I have an entry now, you see? That's the time, things, and now I have an entry in my satellites. Okay, so if we take this, we are now, I cannot, it's a bit here. So I'll make, it's not easy to select, huh? Yes, let's make it bigger. We are now here, okay? So we have an entry that's come back to the front end, and here we can start it. So what I suggest that we do is, here we are good. So we're gonna save this, save document request, and probably gonna suggest that I think we're gonna make a toast and we're gonna close the window, because otherwise it's a bit complicated. So toast dot show dot info dot, I don't know, what do we have, show. Okay, so let's say ICP to swapping ICP to cycles submitted, and we also want to close the window, so, or the pop-up, right? Okay, and here we have a disconnect. So what we gonna do, I suggest, is here we say on success. And we call on success after our toast. And in the parent, what we do is on success, we disconnect. That way, it disconnect the wallet, and because it disconnect the wallet, then I think it will maybe not finish the pop-up, but at least disconnect the wallet. So if we try again, every time it reloads my screen, I think okay. Yeah, it's good. Except that I made here I need show to have another color, right? But yeah, it's fine. But what is it expecting? Text level. Success. All right, so success. Okay, and then we are here. Yeah, not too bad. We can do that better afterwards. Feed show a toast. All right, so now that we have that, we're gonna wait. Yeah, probably do some animation, something on the front end. We can do better, but what we want to do is this part now. So from here, so this one I will go to normal color. We want to go here, right? So now what we want the satellites to react on that submission. So I think last week we already ejected the serverless function, right? And here we have already set up. Oh, nice. I forgot that we had that print. So when there is a request, the satellite should actually already print it. Was that done? No. So, okay. We have extracted the code, but the code is not yet built nor live. So what I have to do is I open a new terminal. Okay. And here I'm gonna build my project. So it will take a bit of time because it's the first time I do it, I guess. No, all right. And I have this one. I have the what I need to update my my satellites, but as described in the documentation, I think I need to do it manually or with an action, but most probably manually. So if we go to the function, is it life cycle? Yeah, development, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's here. So you see, once you have built, we have to upgrade our satellites, and that's for production. When you work with the local development suite, you don't have to care about that because you just build and then the local development update everything. But in this particular use case, we kind of fake the environment, and I'm working with a full custom console environment locally, so I have to update this one kind of with kind of some tricks. So it's not something that you ever gonna need to do, it's just something I have to do. But yeah, if maybe someone needs it someday, you can just ask. But what I need to do is I need to compile the CLI to work locally, and then I will have to run it here. Okay, so this controller, and what I gonna do, that's a local development controller. What I gonna do is in the setup of this satellite, the one I want to update, right? I had a controller with administrator privilege. Okay, and here what I gonna do is I gonna do node login, and here I gonna reuse that controller, blah blah blah. Yes, I've done that, and the satellite ID is this one, and that's cycle watch local. All right, so this is the ID, and that's already configured in our config, right? Okay, we have it. So now the juicy part. What I need to do is, for that part I use that local CLI, that's the same. Then I'm gonna do upgrade minus target the satellites, just so that you see the command. You see, oh, it's a bit ugly when you zoom, but minus T is the target. If you want to update the satellites, mission control orbiter, CDN, and so on, and no backup, I'm gonna have to rename that. But yeah, anyway, so minus T satellites, which we can shorten. Then we need the source path, which is actually not documented. Ah yes, here, that's the source. So the source is that. All right, and since we are developing with a mod, I guess I need to, does that work? Ah yes, mod, you see, set env mod development. That way it also knows that it should take the ID here. Oh, that's a nice. Let's see. All right, so blah blah blah. If we want to double check, we can zoom 256 this. So same, right? Okay, and we upgrade. Right. So we should do the upgrade. Okay. At this point, if I refresh my satellites here, I should not have stock anymore. Yeah, I have extended, because now that I'm supersetting the capabilities of that satellite, it becomes an extended version. All right. We might need that command a few more time, I guess, during those sessions. So what I'm gonna do is I will put that in the package JSON for now, and let's say we're gonna call that upgrade. Okay. And here, what do we have? It's because after build it did not run format. Yeah, we can ignore that. Alright, so here I just gonna core shortcut for development. And now what we're gonna do is we have this one, so if we try again that part, okay, now you see there is a new request. So it means that now what we have implemented here has been successfully built and deployed locally, which is nice. All right, so at this point we are really here and we know it works. Now what we want to do, there is kind of like two things. Is one, we effectively want to make the swap top up, right? Swap cycles. Oh yeah, and that's not a good idea. Let's do like that. And the other is like getting the ICP, because so basically we get the ICP and then we're gonna use the own cycles of the satellites to make the top up. So there's two ways to solve this. Either we first make the top up and then we try to get the ICP, but yeah, there is a risk that we do a top up and that we cannot get the ICP. Potentially, I guess we can check if the approval is still valid, do the top up and then get, but yeah, I'm not sure that works. Or we get the ICP, we do the top up, and here we extend that with let's say here we can extend this with we're gonna add question is a question, what do we want to do, what to do in case of issue. So it can be like an automatic refund, you know, like if the top up doesn't work, then we send back the ICP to the original owner, or we have some sort of queue and then people can claim and this kind of things. But what I want to do, I think, is for at least this first version, we're gonna do the effective transfer. But to do that transfer, we need to know how many ICP I wanted to allow, right? Yes. So one way, I guess, is to either pass the block ID or to just set. All right. So what we're gonna do is in the document here, swap for how many ICP, and here we're just gonna send I want one, and then this one gonna do the number that we have here. So what we need to do is in our front end in the wallet service here. So we have done an approve, and the approve is done for this request with the token amount, and the token amount we have it in A8S. But is the token amount, did we add the fee? Do you? I'm not remember. What did we do? I'm just checking if it's the fee. So here the user enter an amount, and the amount is here, and then we check the amount, blah blah blah, and it's at the top. So all right, so we can just token amount. So what we're gonna do is here in the request swap, we also get the token amount. Hoopla. Okay, and we gonna save that value here, and we're gonna call that ICP amount. I don't have better idea right now. Okay, and here we set the ICP amount like that, and here we're gonna be token amount. All right, that way when we do this, here I entered 0.515, right? And here I approve there's one, and yes, I approve. Actually, here in the storage we have the amount here, right? Okay, great. So here we're gonna save this. Let me format the code. Which folder? Yeah, I'm not formatting at the right. I thought, yeah, we have lots of file here. That's better. All right. So save token ICP requested ICP amount. Okay. Great. Now that we have this, first we're gonna define that schema in our serverless function too, because this is for the front end, so we also need it in the backend. Let's call it like that. So here I'm gonna create types, and here we're gonna add, I should have a sample somewhere, that way it's gonna be faster. Yes, we can take that. So we're gonna call that request data, and we have the status. So here we have request status, which is submitted. swapped and filled. And for this, I'm just gonna check. I recently added those kind of enum in the satellite, so I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel, right? So yeah, take this. So we don't have snake case here, but just in case. So here in the request we have the status. And what do we say? Big int, right? So ICP amount. Do we have that somewhere? Okay, no, that's frontend. And U64. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's rename that with sneaky. It's not a big deal. Alright. And now what we can do is, when we get to this point, we want to decode the request, right? So to do that, let me check again. Also, yeah, we're gonna do that. So okay, the data, we want to decode what we get from the context here, because every time this one kicks, it passes a context, and in the context we have various information like the data, the caller, and then in the data you have the, depends of the type, but you have before and after, and in our case before is empty since it's always a new entry, and after is the new entry, and then you get the data, which is the blob, right? And here there is a new swap request. And maybe we're gonna even do that super fancy, and we're gonna do the same as this one. Ooh, yeah, let's see. It's maybe a bit too early. So here we're gonna do data dot ICP amount, no? Right? So if we now, where are we? So I'm gonna build here, and I'm gonna use that command that I added before, that is npm run upgrade. Yes. Okay, and here we're gonna refresh, and right, bim boom bam, and that's good. Invalid type map. I did a small mistake, so we're gonna have to fix this. I think it's my enum. Let me check that. What did he say? Can you send a valid map accepted U64 35. I did something wrong. If you notice the error, you should let me know what's the issue, because if we go here, we have it, right? It's maybe in my enum. So let's try to make super simple to see if that's my issue or it's the status ICP. That's possible. Okay. Let's no here. Right. And upgrade. Right. Ah, but it's my so here. Same. Interesting. Alright. So we're gonna have to debug that. That's interesting. Ah, every week another bug. That's proper life. So data. Right. Let's so we should have a key, right? So that's a good start. All right, so let's upgrade. All right, what do we have? So here we have it this time, okay? Which is good. And if we have a look here, we should have this 5.8. So here I should have 5.8 right there. Okay. Even gonna delete everything this way. It's empty. Okay. Now we want to decode that stuff, and we say submit, which is a string, ICP amount, which is a big int. It's maybe my big int that is so dot data dot after, because on set doc dot data. Right. And just to be sure, I gonna go to the example repo and I will check that what I use and is the exact same piece of code, right? And here there is no thing particular, same piece of code. Okay. So just for the state, doesn't matter, I don't want to mute, decode, context, data. Okay, same. So here we should have data dot ICP amount, and that's maybe the issue, is that so here I expect that it's not gonna work neither, huh? Once we have upgraded. So if I go here, I connect again. Right. Upgraded, so I ask the approval. Alright. Here we have the error again. So I guess it's the big int that is having some issue. That's interesting. Yeah. Funny. So what do we have here? This message invalid number at line 1. It tries to have a number. Alright, so I will check why it's failing with that big int, which doesn't make any sense. So in the meantime, we're gonna use a number. Okay, and here we're gonna we have nothing to do. I guess we just have to reload this. And here I'm gonna do that. And this time we have the value. So I guess that I have some issue in my decoder or something like that. I will fix that. All right. Where were we? So sorry. I will format the code, and we're gonna commit this. Meanwhile, in the library, we maybe also want to have that's over. No, let's do just a call. So I'm not sure if we're gonna have time. Decode data. All right. So we can set up the call to the ledger, but that might be a bit short. But I guess we can try to do that. So let's pick some code here, and we're gonna interact with the ICP ledger, right? So we have a principal, and we're gonna want to make a transfer transfer ICRC to transfer from, I think. So we're gonna need the types, right? So I'm not sure if we're gonna use ICRC or ICP. That's a good question. Let's start with ICRC. So those types here, do I have them there? Yes. So there we go. So here we're gonna add the types for ICRC to our project. That's a create. Here, provided by the Definitive Foundation. I'm not sure if the documentation is, maybe the documentation has not yet been published yet. It was added recently. Yeah, we don't really have it yet, or that much, or is it? Yeah, anyway. Okay. So we have that, and maybe we can just check balance first, right? So if I go back here, I'm gonna do the same. So let's make a package here called ICRC, and we're gonna add a function to, or let's call it even ledger, and let's call it balance. And what we're gonna do is, yeah, I mean, we can do that. And here we're not gonna have any inputs. We're gonna have call result, and we're gonna do a call, and we're gonna call, who you gonna call? ICP ledger canister ID. I should have that somewhere. Yes. So let's add that too. Regardless if mainnet or local, because when we spin the Juno environment, we use the same IDs. The ICP ledger ID is this one. So yeah, that's good. And this canister should have, like, there is account balance. There is ICRC1 balance off. That's interesting. Okay, we can try that one. So what we're gonna do is, here we're gonna call this balance off, and for argument, what do I have here? We use transfer arc. Do we have arcs for balance off? No, but it takes an account, and these accounts come from the same crate, right? Right. And here, if we check, it's an account. So I guess that we can use account here. Not sure. Where is it? So I restart so that my environment picks the types. Okay. So what did I say? Oh la la. Account is ICRC1. So here we should have account, I guess. No? Let's try auto import. Yeah, that's easier. And we want to do a call. So I'm not sure what we get. Not. So here we're gonna have, I think, and almost there. So transfer arg rt. I'm not sure. It's weird that there isn't balance argument, right? So you have this, but there isn't really. All right. So what we're gonna do is the args are actually the account. So here we can have the account there, I think. Does it sound correct? Yeah, you never know. So let me check now where I use this function. That way I can just copy paste the code. Right. And right. So what we're gonna do is here we're gonna do ICRC balance of. Let's click like that. And ledger ID we're gonna pass this one, but we want principal from text and grab this. And argument we want the account, and the account is the owner. So we should create an account. I don't know if there is like a, is there any from principal, and the principal we want to know of the user we have in the front end, so we're gonna call that this, and here we pass the account, and let balance, and here we're just gonna trap if it doesn't work, and we're gonna say fail to call the ICP ledger. Okay, and if it succeed, we're gonna say balance of the caller is, and here we print the balance. All right, so I don't know if it's gonna work. I have no idea, particularly given that I have a compilation issue somewhere. Yes, but yeah, you never know. So let's build. Okay, so what's the issue here? So wait. Okay. Tac. Wait. Puff. Ah, it's because here we return the IC transfer result. Ah, okay. So it can still be failure to call, and here we can have failed to get the balance, I think, if I get it right. All right, so we have 2 minutes less, so we're just gonna try. Might not work, might work, you never know. And if it doesn't work, we check next week, right? All right, so here I connect. I'm signing in, so I'm just gonna sign in again. Ah. Right, and here we do this, that, and it probably failed, because otherwise I would have had a stack trace, right? And we don't have that, so yeah, probably failed. I guess we should check the function here, and here we have the error. No, that was earlier. Ah, no, that's what we have to solve. Fail to decode 0 from blah 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 blah. Okay, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So next week what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix this call. There is an issue in the deserialization. Probably I don't take the right argument or something like that, because I don't get value. I should get something else, looks like. And then when we have the connection with the ledger that is ready, we can continue our where is the schema? We can continue here and do the transfer, and then we can do the top up. And also gonna have a look to that big index, right? Yeah, not too bad. We move forward. All right, so thanks for having joined this call. Enjoy your week, and yeah, if you have any question or so, ping me this week. Bye bye.